The middle class is vanishing, and no one is coming to save you. Welcome back to the channel. Today's book is a wake-up call from two financial giants, Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki. In Why We Want You to Be Rich, they reveal why the middle class is disappearing, why your job may not be enough, and what you must do now to build real wealth. If you're ready to change the way you think about money, this book could change your life. Trump and Kiyosaki believe that modern society is set up to keep most people poor or stuck in the middle class. They argue that traditional paths, like going to school, getting a stable job, and saving for retirement, no longer lead to financial security. In fact, they say this thinking is dangerous in today's economy. Instead, they want you to start thinking like the rich, build assets, understand money, and create income streams that don't depend on a job. The authors come from very different backgrounds, Trump from real estate and business, and Kiyosaki for financial education and investing. But they agree on one big idea. The financial world is changing fast, and most people aren't ready for it. Jobs are no longer secure, inflation is rising, and debt is becoming a way of life. The old plan, go to school, get a good job, save money, retire, is no longer reliable. They point out that the rich are getting richer because they know how to play the money game. They own assets. They use debt as leverage. They understand taxes. And they build businesses that work for them. Meanwhile, the average person works hard, earns money, spends it, and starts over each month. It's a cycle that keeps people stuck. One of the biggest messages in the book is that the middle class is slowly being wiped out. Not overnight, but gradually. The systems that once protected everyday workers are falling apart. Jobs are being replaced by automation. Government programs are under pressure. And people are being pushed toward living on credit just to keep up. If you're not actively learning about money, you're falling behind. So what do Trump and Kiyosaki suggest? First, they say you must stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an entrepreneur or investor. That doesn't mean quitting your job today. It means developing a mindset that looks for opportunity, not security. It means thinking in terms of value creation, not just earning a paycheck. Second, they emphasize that financial education is the most important kind of education you can have today. You don't need a fancy degree to become wealthy. You need to understand how money works. That includes learning how to use debt wisely, how to manage risk, how to buy assets that generate cash flow, and how to reduce taxes legally. They talk about the difference between good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is using credit to buy things that lose value, like cars or clothes. Good debt is borrowing to invest in things that grow in value or generate income, like real estate or business. This is one of the core differences between the way rich people and poor people think. The book also highlights the power of mentorship and environment. If you spend time around people who complain about money, you'll adopt that mindset. But if you surround yourself with people who are focused on growth, learning, and opportunity, you'll be pulled in that direction. Mindset isn't just personal, it's social. Ultimately, the authors aren't just telling you to get rich for the sake of luxury or status. They're saying that being financially free gives you control over your time, your future, and your choices. In a world full of financial uncertainty, wealth is no longer about greed. It's about survival. So what do you do right now? Start small. Build a side hustle. Read books about money. Save with the goal of investing, not just spending. Study how the tax system works. Learn how to evaluate real estate, stocks, or business models. The tools are available. You just need to make the decision to use them. Trump and Kiyosaki both faced setbacks in their lives. They've both been broke. But what brought them back was knowledge, strategy, and belief. Their message is simple. No matter where you start, you can build your way to freedom if you're willing to think differently. This isn't a typical finance book. It's more of a wake-up call, a warning that the future belongs to those who prepare, and a guide for those willing to take that first step. You don't need to be born rich, but you do need to stop thinking like the poor or the middle class if you want to change your future. So ask yourself, are you working for money or learning how to make money work for you? Let's highlight the key concepts explained in detail. 1. The middle class is being squeezed. The authors explain that the economy is shifting. Jobs are being outsourced or replaced by technology. Costs of living are rising. Student loans, credit card debt, and inflation are weakening the middle class. People are working harder, but getting less ahead. Many people don't even realize they're losing ground because the changes are slow and quiet. Trump and Kiyosaki say if you're not actively building wealth, you're falling behind, even if you have a job or a degree. 2. The rich play by different rules. The wealthy focus on assets, not income. While the average person works for money, the rich make money work for them. They build cash-flowing investments like real estate, businesses, and stocks that generate income without needing their time. They also know how to use debt strategically. Unlike poor people who use debt to buy consumer goods, the rich use debt to invest in income-producing assets. This is called good debt, and it's one of the biggest mindset differences between the rich and everyone else. 3. Financial education is more valuable than a college degree. Most schools teach students how to be employees, not how to manage money, invest, or start businesses. That's why Trump and Kiyosaki emphasize self-education. They urge readers to learn how taxes work, how to read financial statements, how to manage cash flow, and how to spot a good investment. They say you don't need to be a genius. You just need to be willing to study money like you would study any other subject. Books, mentors, podcasts, and experience are more important than formal schooling when it comes to wealth. 4. Don't rely on job security. Create your own wealth. Job security is an illusion. The authors believe that entrepreneurship is the safest path in the long run, not because it's easy, but because it gives you control. Business ownership, investing, and real estate are not just for the elite. They're for anyone willing to learn and take smart risks. If you only depend on one source of income, you're financially fragile. The rich build multiple streams of income, so they're protected if one area fails. 5. Mindset and environment matter. Trump and Kiyosaki repeatedly stress that your thoughts and the people around you shape your financial life. If you believe wealth is only for the lucky or greedy, you'll stay stuck. But if you learn to think like the wealthy, seeing opportunities, taking responsibility, managing risk, you'll start attracting financial success. Surround yourself with people who are smarter and more successful. Learn from them. Copy their habits. Stay away from negativity and excuses. So what they want you to do is 1. Start learning about money today. Read books, watch videos, follow financial mentors. 2. Buy assets, not liabilities. Spend money on things that make you money. 3. Don't fear debt. Learn to use it. Use good debt to invest wisely. 4. Build something of your own. Start a small business, side hustle, or investment portfolio. 5. Plan for the long term. Wealth isn't quick. It grows with time and smart decisions. The book doesn't promise an easy road to riches. Instead, it tells the truth. The world is changing fast, and only those who take control of their financial education and actions will succeed. You don't need to be born rich. You don't need a perfect background, but you do need to start thinking differently. Trump and Kiyosaki want you to be rich, not just for luxury, but for freedom. Thanks for watching. If this book opened your eyes, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful book summaries that help you grow smarter and richer every week. Let me know in the comments. What's one step you'll take today to build your financial future? Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, wealth is built, not wished for.